So when people try to figure out how to make $1 million, they have no idea how daunting that is. Because if you know how to make $1 million, you go make it tomorrow. But since you can't figure out how to $1 million idea, you go somewhere and sit down. That's the wrong approach. If you apply your gift, your God-given gift that he gave you, you have millions already at your disposal. If you break it down inch by inch into things essential.
So far ahead of everyone else, they won't even believe you. I managed to become a millionaire in my 20s. However, if I watched a video like this when I was younger, then I'm sure I could have made my first million much faster. Don't just watch the part of the video that's for your age. You need to do all of these things. And if you skip steps, you might end up regretting it. Right, let's kick this off with age 13. When it comes to investing, the hands down most important thing is time in the market. But what does that actually mean? Well, put simply, you want to have your money invested for as long as possible so it can start growing rapidly, like a snowball rolling down a hill and eventually turning into an avalanche. So if you're actually 13 or younger and you're watching this video right now, I think all us oldies would agree that you're in the best possible position. So how do you actually start investing at this age? Well, as you're currently not of legal age to invest on your own, you're going to need to convince a parent or guardian to open up something called a custodial account.
My father started his career as an engineer in a time when the internet did not exist. Neither did the easy access to information on personal finance. He was earning good money, and when accidentally an insurance sales representative came across, he signed a life insurance contract in order to put some money aside for later. His first encounter with personal finance and investing was at the age of 50. He discovered that the stock market is accessible for ordinary people's wealth creation and not only for the multi-millionaires. He learned that at a very expensive money guru seminar where he was told that even as a simple employee, he could become rich by investing in mutual funds. Financial products that were, and indeed are today, very expensive and often lack their promise of delivering superior returns. But they are one of the few opportunities to invest in the stock market in a diversified way. So he took a bold decision. He borrowed money against his parents' house in order to invest it in mutual funds. Shortly after, the dot-com market bubble burst. His funds lost in value, and he decided to sell his parts. We as a family, we needed money, and he was lacking of education and experience on investing. By selling his parts, he realized huge losses on his investment financed with borrowed money. Financially, it was a disaster, but how could he have known or done it better? His case is not an exceptional one. Hundreds of thousands out there share the same financial biography. Unaware of the availability of financial education, we trust professionals and may fall for faulty advice.
I understand it might be hard to speak to your parents about money and investing. My parents never ever spoke about money at all, let alone investing. So if you want to, feel free to show them the next 30 seconds of this video so I can help persuade them to open up one for you. A custodial account is an investing account controlled by an adult for the benefit of a minor, typically a family member. These have different names depending on where you live. In the UK, we have something called a Junior Stocks and Shares ISA, which lets your parent or guardian invest up to £9,000 a year on your behalf. Now, of course, they don't have to do this much, but just think, every birthday or Christmas, you could ask them to put some money into the account and invest in some stocks and shares. I'm not a financial advisor, and this shouldn't be taken as financial advice. However, over the years, I've just invested in a simple low-cost S&P 500 index fund. This invests your money across just over 500 of the biggest public companies in the USA, so you don't have to worry about picking individual stocks. The historical average yearly return of the S&P 500 is 12.58% over the last 10 years, as of the end of May 2024. Of course, investments can go down as well as up. If you've got a junior stocks and shares ISA, then you'll be able to start managing it for yourself from the age of 16, and you could start to withdraw money from the age of 18 if you wanted to. But if you're anything like me, once you've got the investing bug, you'll probably want to keep it.
This is about practicality. You could be listening to me and being like, yeah, okay, I'm ready, but damn it, I have $87,000 in debt, right? Cool. So my big thing is like, work your job that pays you. This is where nobody talks about this shit. Everyone's like, Gary, okay, I'm $50,000 in debt. I got you on the side hustle thing. I'm even committed to starting my podcast or my content about my t-shirt business from 7 p.m. to 11 at night. I'm willing to put in that work, but I can't get caught up. And I'm like, well, tell me about your expenses. My friends, you want to talk about something that has completely become something nobody talks about? Nobody talks about saving money. Like, it's just not a conversation. Like, there's a very easy way to do this. If you make $49,000 a year, live as if you're making 27. Everybody lives over what they make. No wonder you can't save money. Your apartment's too nice. Of course you can't save money. Your car is too fancy. Of course you can't save. You're buying clothes you can't afford. There are motherfuckers that complain to me, and this is where listen, if you're DMing me or emailing me, know that I don't fucking fool around. When you DM me and say, I can't, the first thing I do is go to your account. Don't let me hear that you're broke as fuck, and the first fucking story I click on, you're drinking a $7 fucking coffee. If you're broke, you're not allowed to take Uber. Take the bus, dick. We need to start saving money to get at. Are you in a shit spot? Are you in debt? You don't like it? There's gonna be no fast track to $1 million that's gonna fix that. It's gonna be taking a step back and drinking a whole lot of humility, not a fucking French latte. I don't get it. People are always like, Gary, your story about you building your dad's business, that's not true. Like, you fucking, like, that can't be true. You had money to invest in Twitter and all that shit. I know your story. I'm like, okay, right. Because when I made $53,000 a year, I had a $2,000 a month apartment. Then I moved down to a $1,400 one because I wanted to save more money. And I bought nothing for a decade. I went out 0 times. I bought no clothes. I wore liquor t-shirts to fucking work. I fucking spent no money. Not super complicated. How many people here are immigrants or the children of immigrants? Raise your hands. Raise them high. How many people are the children of? Keep your hands up. And how many are the actual immigrants? Awesome. Immigrants have this shit figured out. Immigrants come here, they work, and they fucking save money.
You became a millionaire with a $10 idea. So stop bogging yourself down trying to figure out how to make $1 million. Do what you can do to make $10. And then do the 10 by 10 theory. Inch by inch, anything's a cinch. Now here's the joyful part. Along the way, when you was down here making 20,000, but you did right here, and all of a sudden you making 30,000. Now you're making 100,000. But on the way to duplicating that times 10, you may stop along in here at 250,000. You got making $250,000 a year. That's way better than that 20,000 you had when you started. So there's joy in the process. Your life is actually a lot richer at 250. It'll become even more richer at $500,000. It becomes even richer than that at $750,000, $750,000. If you don't get to the million, man, you gonna trip because you're making $900,000 a year? No, you're gonna be happy. What, you don't make the million, so you only make $700,000 a year? You can't find happiness in $7,000? Something wrong with you, man. There's joy in the process. That's how you make $1 million.